Well, good morning. Welcome back to the Broadcast Retirement Network. I'm Jeff Snyder. This is BRN AM for Wednesday, May 25th, 2022. And our top story today, we're talking pets, as 1 in 5 adult dogs suffer from arthritis. Well, joining me now to discuss this and a lot more, Russ Kamalski is the co-CEO of Pet Wellness Direct. Russ, great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us on the program this morning.
Thanks for having me, Jeffrey. Appreciate it.
So this is a really interesting stat, and let me just preface all this by saying we love pets on this program, we love on this network, and they're an important part of human living, and it's important to take care of pets. But I found this stat from Pet Wellness Direct very interesting, and through the Arthritis Foundation, 1 in 5 dogs gets some type of joint pain or inflammation. And I found that unbelievable. I was not aware of that, Russ.
Yeah, it's a huge issue with dogs. And in fact, the bigger the dog is, meaning larger breed dogs, the more overweight the dog is, which 50% of dogs right now are overweight or obese, or the more active the dog is, the greater the problem. So when you think about it, it makes sense too, Jeffrey, because a big dog, when it's moving around and or running, its joints are just taking more of a pounding. And those dogs are more prone to arthritis. If the dog's a very active dog, more prone to arthritis. So there's a lot of factors that people are not aware of. And listen, I was one of those consumers that wasn't aware as well. It's why I actually started this company.
Let's talk about your personal, I was going to say issue, but it's not your issue, your personal experience with
Sure.
your own pet, your own dog, Sienna, I think is the name of the dog.
Yes.
And you discovered that the dog had inflammation. And I mean, let me also caveat this by saying, a lot of times when people think of arthritis, they don't think about their pets. But this is something that can develop early on, and
Yes.
you experienced this with Sienna.
Yes. And it was more of a journey with Sienna. And what I found was that I just was not as educated in this area as I should have or could have been. And I felt bad about that because the end result was Sienna did get full-blown arthritis. And it had progressed from when she was younger, like most dogs. Arthritis actually starts at 1 year old, which is hard to believe. So 1 year old dogs are starting to get arthritis. By the time a dog's 7 years old, 60% of them already have arthritis. So I fell right into that statistical spectrum, if you will. And Sienna started at a very young age, but I just didn't notice it. I didn't really know what to look for. And I'm a dog lover. I've had dogs my whole life. I've been around pets and dogs, but I just didn't notice the signs. And one day I was walking Sienna, and she loved her walk. She would wait all day for her walk, like a lot of dogs. And Sienna would just stop and sit. I was like, what's going on here? Stop, sit. And I would sort of tug her along. And I finally noticed a pattern, and there were a couple of other signs as well. Like when I touched her hind leg, she would sort of wince. And these were signs of arthritis, just didn't know it. I finally ended up, like a lot of people, at my vet who confirmed, yes, she does have arthritis. And it was it had progressed fairly, pretty far along at that point, let's just say. And which made me feel horrible. And the company was founded basically because of Sienna. I tried the other products on the market. I went right into natural supplement. Let's avoid medications. Let's avoid surgeries. Went right to the store, bought a bunch of hip and joint formulas, and I tried them all. And over, I would say, probably a 12 to 18 month period, I tried pretty much everything on the market, and it would work for a little while and then stop. And that's why we created this formula I had come out of human supplements, so I was very familiar with that category. And I'd worked in the health arena and fitness arena on the human side. So it wasn't a big leap for me to create a product. And that's what I did. I created the product. And in doing that, I teamed up with a couple of partners. I teamed up with some formulation scientists, some biomolecular scientists, some veterinarians to create our first product was hip and joint complex. It's called VetSmart Formulas Advanced Hip and Joint Complex. And that was our first product out. And what I did, Jeffrey, was I looked for unique ingredients. So rather than Me Too, rather than the things that I found on the regular shelves, I sourced out very unique ingredients like green lip mussel from New Zealand and sea cucumber, which helps with chondroitin, and basically concocted this incredible formula, had it endorsed and approved by my formulation team. And that's where it started. And so it was all from Sienna. So you're right. And we embarked on a mission to sort of educate consumers. And I felt like I was not educated. I'm going to spend a big chunk of our time educating others so they don't make the same mistake that I made. And that's why we sell mostly direct response or direct to consumer. So we can talk about the products, we can point out why it's better, what's different, et cetera.
So I want to get into the treatment in the second segment, but let's talk a little bit about that pet education that you referenced in doing that. Education is important. Understanding how to take care of a dog is important, just like how to take care of a cat or a gerbil or hamsters. That's what I grew up with, or even fish. How do you convey this? I mean, even the most experienced dog lover may not be aware of arthritis and how to detect it. Talk a little bit about the education of some of these folks and their surprise at learning what could inflict their dog.
Yeah, good question. Well, the first thing is to just be aware of the type of dog you have. Certain breeds are going to be more prone to arthritis, just hereditary, like German Shepherds. They're more prone to hip issues, hip dysplasia. The bigger the dog, so large breed dogs, retrievers, labs can be big. And then obviously very big dogs, Great Danes, et cetera. Huskies, bigger, stockier dogs, the bulldogs, there's more pressure and wear and tear on their joints. It's just a fact. And it makes sense. It's the same with humans. As we age, we are more prone to arthritis. Dogs are the same in the same category. The constant wear and tear on their joints just creates that. But some of the signs to look for are like Sienna. Suddenly the dog's sitting down when she shouldn't be. Your dog might be struggling to jump into the car or up on the bed. Sometimes aggressive behavior. And this was interesting. I didn't know this, but the dog's in pain. And the dog can't really tell you it's in pain. So sometimes it'll just wince like Sienna started to do, or sometimes get aggressive. Sienna didn't do that, but I know plenty of our customers' dogs that they just start to get aggressive when you get near them, touch them, try to pet them. All of a sudden the behavior changes. What used to be, I'm going to give you a little love, all of a sudden you're hurting me. Don't do that. And so they're letting you know indirectly, don't do that. It's just you have to connect the dots. The dog's in pain, maybe there's something going on here.
Yeah. And is this something that when you talk to your vet, he or she was able to help you connect the dots? You said it was a multiple month journey, but did that help? Were they able to say, I mean, I don't know if you can image a dog like you can with a human, to give it an MRI. That's probably pretty costly unless you've got doggy or pet insurance. But were they able to kind of help cue you in on what to look for?
They did right away. I mean, they do x-rays, they do scans, they can tell right away. And they can see, just like with humans, that the cartilage is eroding and that the tissue is just not what it should be in a healthier, younger dog. And so as that erodes, they can see that the bones start to grind on one another, and that grinding causes inflammation. And the inflammation essentially is the arthritis, right? So it's a natural occurrence, but they can spot it right away. And again, part of our mission is to let consumers know, be aware, be observant of what's going on with your dog, and maybe think about, could the dog have arthritis? And know that if your dog's 5 years old, it's not that unusual. And if your dog's overweight or a bigger breed, there's probably a pretty good chance it does have arthritis. So you can always confirm it with the vet, or you can start your dog on a natural supplement as a preventative or a way to minimize the damage.
Well, Russ, I need to take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about the treatment plan if your dog has arthritis. You're going to want to stay tuned right here on BRN AM. Imagine a new television network that will make you richer, healthier, and in control of your financial future. This network is for the policewoman in Nashville, Tennessee, the baker in Dubuque, Iowa, the teacher in Lexington, Kentucky. We want to make the idea of savings and retirement culturally relevant. But what do you see as a defining issue of the midterms, especially for the smaller businesses? I mean, they are the lifeblood of the American economy. Featuring exclusive interviews, current affairs, and docuseries. 33 years old, you retired early.
The philosophy is money only matters if it helps you live a life that you love.
But you got to start thinking about retirement as soon as you get in.
The Broadcast Retirement Network will drive very high engagement with premium partnerships. So this isn't retirement and savings for your parents or grandparents. This is for all Americans. And we're going to change the way you think about money. Welcome to the next frontier of retirement and savings. This is BRN, the Broadcast Retirement Network.
Are you stuck with a low credit score? A credit report and score that's causing you to be denied credit or pay higher interest rates than others for the same things? Then do what Terrence did and call Credit Repaired for your free credit evaluation to help restore your credit.
I started thinking about buying a new house, and my score wasn't where I needed it to be. I called and spoke with one of the representatives, and we just had a good conversation, and I liked what he was saying.
Just one call for his free credit evaluation was all it took to start back on the track to repairing his credit.
I'm seeing the deletions and I'm getting the report, so I know something's being done. It does make a difference to me.
All it takes is one call to get started.
Credit Repair has given me a second chance to have a better credit score.
Don't let a low credit score hold you back another day. Do what Terrence did and make the call for your free credit evaluation.
Call 800-819-4152. That's 800-819-4152. Again, 800-819-4152.
Welcome back. We're talking this morning to Russ Kamalski. He's co-CEO of Pet Wellness Direct. Russ, thanks so much for staying with us this morning.
Sure thing.
You know, this is a great topic. As you were talking, I'm thinking about my own joints. And now we're talking about Sienna, talking about dogs. But I'm thinking about my own joints as I age. Things I need to take care of, more stretching and avoid the pounding on the pavement. But let's talk about the treatment plan, because diagnosis is important, being aware is important, but how do you go about if your dog is not exhibiting some clear signs, not yet in a lot of pain, now's the time to supplement and take care of them?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Pet health and wellness is moving towards preventative measures, just like in human care. So rather than wait till there's a problem, which is painful for the dog and costly for the pet owner, it typically involves prescription medications, which can have side effects, surgeries, which are very expensive and take a long time to recuperate. Preventative care is really the best thing, Jeffrey. And many people are moving towards that. We, part of our tagline is, your pet is part of your family and every family member counts. And so today, young and old, we treat our pets like our kids. They're part of our family. And so therefore, looking out for them like you would look out for a family member is really where pet wellness is moving towards. And it's interesting because the name of our company is Pet Wellness Direct. And we feel like that wellness movement is a really big part of it. So being aware and starting early on preventative measures is really, really critical. No different than taking a vitamin for yourself or stretching, like you were saying. Anything that you can do to prevent problems is really recommended.
So let's talk about how to get access to the product. Obviously, Pet Wellness Direct, go online, order from a veterinarian. How do you get access to the new formula to help reduce inflammation?
Sure. First of all, these are not prescription products, so you do not need a veterinarian's prescription. We designed this brand and our products around being vet strength. Vet strength means that they're stronger than most things that you will find on the product, but they are all natural supplements. So there's no artificial flavors, colors, fillers. They're proudly made in the USA. They're sold direct on our website because we like to educate. We want to talk about why these are different. We want to talk about the things that consumers should know. And so therefore we have videos on our website. There's a lot of information on our website, which is a lot easier than somebody walking into a retail store, which is really what happened to me. And I saw shelves of bottles and I picked them up. There's very little copy on the label. I didn't know one from the next. So I tried and I tried and I tried this one and that one. I spent a lot of money without the results. We feel like on our website, we can educate consumers. So that's what we do. So the website is petwellnessdirect.com. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, that is pretty simple. Upon taking, do you put the supplement in with existing food? Do they take it separately? How do you deliver the supplement to the animal?
Great question. Dogs and cats are picky in many cases. Yeah. So I have had dogs that will eat everything in sight and dogs that will look at something that I would eat and just look at it and not eat it. So cats are notoriously finicky. I believe you said you have some cats, so maybe you have
two.
Two. Okay, so
we have two.
These products are formulated and designed to be very palatable, meaning that they're like a treat. Because if a dog's not going to eat the product or use the product or consume the product, then we're defeating our purpose. So they're made especially with certain flavors, natural flavors. They're hypoallergenic. We use hypoallergenic chicken. We use beef. There's other, it depends which product we're talking about. But in our hip and joint product, we have one that uses a hypoallergenic chicken and the other one uses a beef flavoring. And they're super flavored, meaning that there's aroma and there's flavor, so they can smell it before they eat it, and they eat it like a treat. However, some picky dogs, like Sienna, who would not do that, you simply break up the tablet and toss it in their food. And that pretty much will take care of it. And most dogs will eat it just like that. So they just mix it in, whether it's wet food or dry food, you mix it in and they eat it right up, no problem.
Yeah, my cats usually, when we think they want something and they'll look at us like, no, I'm not going to have that. Last question, Russ.
Sure.
Other animals must get arthritis. I think of my mother who owns a horse, but there are other pets probably that get arthritis. Any thoughts based on the success of this product to expand to other types of animals, or will you just focus on canines?
No, we're not just focused on canines right now, Jeffrey. And it's a good question. Horses are notoriously prone to arthritis. And for the same reasons, it's a big animal, lots of wear and tear on their joints. They just take a pounding. By the way, cats get arthritis too. So your cats are probably not immune from it. There on our website, there are modifications with one of our products. You can use it for cats. You can just talk to your vet about it and they could give you the right dosing for your cat. But no, we're not starting there or stopping there. We're just starting there. So we've started with two products. One is an early stage hip and joint for dogs that are just starting on that journey with arthritis or any kind of hip and joint pain. And then we have an advanced hip and joint complex with the green lip mussel and the sea cucumber which is sort of like the boosted version, if you will. And we are looking into the other markets, which would be horses, cats, etc. So yeah, that's a natural for us.
And just to kind of tie it off and why we're talking about this, Russ, I mean, animals play a big part of our lives, and actually they're key to our own mental wellness and overall health. So it really is important to take care of your pet. We treat our pets like our cats, like our children. And if you treat the pet well and the pet is healthy, I think overall you're going to be healthier and be better of mind and spirit. Russ, we're going to have to leave it there. Great to talk to you. Thanks so much for joining us, educating us, and we look forward to having you back on the program again very soon.
Thanks so much, Jeffrey. I appreciate it.
That wraps up this episode of BRN AM. Have a topic of interest, somebody you think we should talk to? Drop us a line, and don't forget, for all the latest curated news in lifestyle, wellness, finance, tech, so much more all in one place, check out today's edition of our daily newsletter, The Morning Pulse. Want to search our archives, check out our latest content? We'll visit our website and our streaming partners. We're back again tomorrow for another edition of BRN AM. Until then, I'm Jeff Snyder. Stay safe, keep on saving, and don't forget, roll with the changes. Now is your opportunity to co-create content around any topic on the first lifestyle and wellness network. Reach a global audience through our platform and co-own exclusive branded content. All of our programs are available on demand and also as audio-only podcasts, so you can take us on the go. Broadcast Retirement Network, available anytime, anywhere, and on any device.
Are you being audited and do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Is the IRS threatening to take more of your money? Don't fight the IRS alone. The Tax Doctor is here to help you negotiate your tax bill and reduce your stress. The IRS can freeze your assets and seize your bank accounts, but you can stop these IRS actions. The Tax Doctor will work with you using our years of experience to represent your case to help you get the best resolution under the IRS guidelines. Help is here to deal with the IRS to reduce your stress. We've handled thousands of cases, so we know what we're doing. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, do not call the IRS alone. Call a Tax Doctor now for a tax emergency analysis.
Call 800-224-6439.